For centuries, the world has been told a single story, one that paints Africa as a continent without history. But this is not just wrong. It is one of the greatest distortions ever taught. Today we uncover the truth. Africa was home to empires so advanced, so wealthy and so influential. They rivaled and in many cases surpassed Europe. 1. The Kingdom of Kush, the Black Pharaohs. Images of pyramids of Meroe, ancient carvings. Long before Europe built its first castle, the Kushite Empire of Sudan raised over 200 pyramids, more than all of Egypt. The Kushites were not just neighbors of Egypt. At one point they ruled Egypt. Their kings, known as the Black Pharaohs, commanded armies, built monumental temples, mastered iron production, and controlled trade routes stretching across the Sahara. While much of Europe was in its early tribal period, Kush had mathematics, written scripts, and international diplomacy. Their capital, Meroe, was once called the Birmingham of Africa because of its massive iron-smelting industries. 2. The Empire of Aksum, Africa's ancient superpower. Footage of stone stelae, Lalibela, ancient coins. Aksum, located in modern Ethiopia and Eritrea, was one of the 4 great world powers recognized by ancient historians, alongside Rome, Persia, and China. While medieval Europe struggled with internal wars, Aksum was minting its own gold, silver, and bronze currency. Building stone monuments taller than most European structures. Mastering water engineering and terrace farming. Becoming one of the earliest nations to adopt Christianity before most of Europe. Aksum controlled the Red Sea trade, connecting Africa to the Mediterranean, Arabia, and India. It was not just a kingdom, it was a global economic engine. 3. Carthage, the African empire that terrified Rome. Scenes of ancient ships, Hannibal elephants crossing the Alps. Carthage, in modern Tunisia, was founded by Phoenicians but became a distinctly African civilization. It dominated the Mediterranean long before Rome became powerful. Its military genius, Hannibal Barca, is still studied in military schools today. Carthage excelled in naval engineering, agriculture. They wrote detailed scientific manuals, international trade, urban planning with paved streets and advanced harbors. Europe at the time had nothing like Carthage's massive trading cities. Rome had to destroy Carthage 3 times to overcome it. That alone tells you how powerful Africa was. 4. The Mali Empire, wealthier than all of Europe. Images of Timbuktu, manuscripts, Mansa Musa. When Europe was struggling with feudal poverty, Mali was a beacon of wealth, gold, and scholarship. Under Mansa Musa, the wealthiest man to ever live, the empire produced half the world's gold. Timbuktu became home to millions of manuscripts, universities, libraries. Scholars in math, astronomy, philosophy, medicine. European visitors wrote that Timbuktu was more advanced and wealthier than any city they had ever seen. The Benin Empire, art and architecture beyond Europe. Images of Benin bronzes, city walls. The Kingdom of Benin, in modern Nigeria, built one of the largest earthworks in human history. The walls of Benin City, 4 times longer than the Great Wall of China. Their bronze artworks were so advanced that Europeans could not understand how Africans created them. Benin's structure, government, and artistic mastery were centuries ahead of much of medieval Europe. 6. Great Zimbabwe, the stone city Europe denied, Africa built. Drone shots of stone ruins. Great Zimbabwe was a massive stone metropolis built without mortar, an engineering feat equal to Europe's finest structures at the time. It controlled gold trade networks reaching the Indian Ocean. European colonizers refused to believe Africans built it, but archaeology has confirmed it was 100% African engineering. For too long, African history has been hidden, erased, or misrepresented. But the truth is undeniable. Africa was not behind Europe. Africa was ahead. Africa was powerful. Africa was a center of global civilization. And today we reclaim that story. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Because Africa's past is too big, too brilliant, and too important to be forgotten.